Hi there, I'm Questy. Welcome back to Shadows Awakening. So, for you, it's been at least a day, and for me, it's been no time at all. We're just starting up exactly where we left off. And now, in the last episode, I had sort of stumbled into this dude, some boss that had a slaver ring. And we did find out about him in some of the journal entries and whatnot that we'd found during our exploration of the dried out lake wasteland. And we kicked his ass, and he was a pansy. And anyway, here we are. We've got his gear to check out, and we did level up during the whole thing. So our whole group has reached level 10, and we captured his soul. So we now have him as a vessel as well. So we've got a number of things to check out. So let's get right in here and check it out. All right, the first thing I want to do is take a look at the gear that we just got. I believe we got a weapon. So let's have a look. Now, it makes sense that... Oh yeah, look at this. We actually can use this now too if we want. Hey, let's take a look at what we have. Okay, let's quickly get into this because I don't know where I got this, but I remember that I was waiting for it. 81 to 87 fire with a little bit of bonus fire damage, plus 10% skill damage. That's nothing to laugh at. This one, on the other hand, still 10%, but it gives me 5% lifesteal. That's not nothing when it comes to the amount of damage she puts out. And the 3% crit chance, that's the same. So really we're trading that tiny amount of extra fire damage for extra lifesteal. This does convert over to poison, but I don't think that we really have any character-wide buffs to our fire damage, do we? No, see, we don't. So there's basically, I mean, yes, she seems like a pyromancer, but she could just as easily use a staff that inflicts poison damage. So I don't think that's a big deal at all. So let's go ahead and swap her to this desert staff. So that's going to be the new hotness for her. Very good. And we may as well go through here. Let's see what we've got kicking around. I don't think we have anything better in this. Well, no, actually check that. Yes, we do, right? This is like just base number improvement. So let's upgrade her chitin plates. Helmet. Yeah, look at this. Boy, we've been sleeping on this one. I mean, that 15% crit immunity is kind of nice, but by the same token, just pop that in. And we will, at some point, maybe we'll just make this a character management episode by and large, and we'll take a look at getting essences and whatnot in there. Because, man, I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I keep not doing it. Okay, let's just keep cycling through slots here. I had to pause really quickly there, answer some messages, but we're back. Okay, so we've got this legendary cloak here. Because of the fact that cloaks... I mean, I guess they do change those base attack ratings and stuff like that. The one I have on is just inherently best in class for her, even though it's level 3. So I think it's more about the abilities that you have on these than anything else. Gloves, strength and agility. Yeah, so let's take that. I mean, she doesn't really need strength, but whatever, we'll take it, right? Belt. Yeah, she's... Okay, actually this... Let's see if we can just keep stacking move speed on her. She might actually start to feel a little bit kitey. Yeah, so those are way better. We've actually seen a couple procs of evasion off of those, so they're worth. Most of these are pretty limited. I mean, I take that magic pendant is probably still best in that slot. So ring slot 1, we've got that scholar ring giving us some mana regen, so that's not too bad. Although, plus 10% drop silver, that's interesting. I mean, that's genuinely interesting, right? Because if we're talking about getting into using essences on our gear and stuff like that, which presumably we should be. I mean, although part of the reason why I haven't really tucked into that is I just don't need to. Like, the fights are not, they're either ones that are set up to be like, you cannot, you know, I'll wear this, we'll see. It's like you cannot do anything, right? Like you just have to, okay, I'm gonna, Yeah, I'm actually going to keep a Scholar Ring on, just to keep her mana regen up. Okay, and I think that's pretty much it. Although Soul Stone, we've got the Soul Stone of Mysticism. That's giving us a blanket mana regen across everyone. We're facing a lot of demons, so this would give us a damage bonus against them, but I don't think that's useful. So let's just keep going here on the path she is. Okay, let's check his equipment. Okay, we know we just upgraded that, so that's not going to go anywhere. He's got the best armor in slot. Yeah, he's got actually quite a lot of good items on right now. I think this is just an improved version of what he's already wearing, right? So that might be all right. Although I might give this... what are you wearing for cloaks? He's wearing the Ranger cloak, yeah, so that's going to be better for that. And then, obviously, we don't have our new character in here yet. We're going to have to go... Actually, let's do the switch. We're going to have to find ourselves one of those little green zones to actually get in there and check out that new character. So in the meantime, let's just quickly check and see if any of these other item slots have... Okay, yeah, I would say that this is better, right? A lot better. Just push the numbers up. Okay, we're already best in slot there. We just checked that. We're good there. No gloves yet. Maybe he just doesn't have gloves. 10 armor against beasts. Do we have anything that's a little bit more offensive? It doesn't look like it. It looks like primarily all we can really do is get defense from belts. That's okay. He doesn't seem to wear shoes either. Plus 100 hit points. I mean, that's not bad. Yeah, that's going to be the one we keep there. And then rings. Yeah, that's better, I would say, right there. So let's check his other ring slot. Ring of Courage. Increased damage against demons. Increased healing power. Casting speed there. I think the healing power is something I'd be interested in having on Czar. Let's see if he has any upgrades in any of these slots. He's got quite versatile choices when it comes to armament compared to everyone else, it seems. Okay, so it looks like this is going to be plus 5% return damage. That's interesting. So I wonder if that's basically just like retaliatory damage? I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, it looks like... See, this one here, we could trade off a tiny bit of armor for basic improvements elsewhere. I think that's what we want to do. We're step all the way down to level 1 from level 5. But we gain defense and we gain 15% crit immunity. I mean, that seems like a fairly good exchange to me. So he's wearing this regen cloak, which... Like, how much more would we have in terms of defense? Plus 36. And 1 hit point per second of healing. To be honest, that's not that exciting. Gloves? Yeah, he's got some real shit gloves. Okay, it looks like he can kind of wear some of the same gear that she can wear. Or maybe these slots are a little bit more universal. Okay, Czar's ring, that's very good. What about his off ring, Ring of Courage? Yeah, once again, that's pretty good. Okay, there we go. So that's our active group equipped a little bit better. Let's do their leveling up. We've got 3 skill points, so we can improve some of this stuff. The double slash is just a really good close range damage dealing ability. So let's go ahead and pump that up all the way. So level 3, lots of damage. Good stuff. All right, talents. Nothing available right now, but we do have character points, so let's go ahead and just pump up his strength and endurance a little bit more. Let's actually round that off. Nice round number of 50 there, so we'll confirm that. And then head back to Urshak. We're just kind of splitting this up here to just give him lots of crit chance and lots of skill damage. Because his explosive barrels and stuff like that, I would assume that they're affected by skill damage. I mean, it's an assumption, but you know, still. Plus it gives him a little mana regen, so that's always nice. because we do use his abilities a lot. All right, now he's got 1 skill point available, which means we're probably going to be saving for a while because we'll want to actually pump up some of these. Throws a flask of mysterious substance, which on impact will create an implosion, drawing enemies to that spot and holding them there. Okay, so this is obviously something that could combo quite nicely with landmine. You could use the two of those together, right? If you had this maxed out, and then you had this, drop, drop, explode. Great, except that this is doing fuck tons of damage against single targets or even close groups of targets. So I have a hunch that we might get into that, but I'm not going to get into it right away. I'd rather save my points. All right, from Evia's point of view, she's got 1 skill point available, which would allow me to kind of work on one of the... Whoa, a meteor, you say? I was about to say, well, we don't really need any of these, but then we mentioned space rocks. Okay, so hits for a lot of blunt damage and then inflicts burn over time. I mean, can I feasibly resist having that go on? The question is, right? So this is 210 damage and 26 continual. This is 440 and 40 continual. Basically just a more badass version of this. So let's swap it out for right now. And we'll just see how that works. What's our duration? Cooldown 24 seconds. So that's actually going to be quite a bit longer, isn't it? Cooldown 10 seconds. So in a way, I would argue it more takes the place of this. And even then, the cooldown on this is much longer. Let's maybe try this instead. I think I want to keep Fire Breath on there just because that's a sort of consistent, frequent, you know, I can deploy it quite frequently. All right, and then let's carry on here. 3 into that, couple into that, so we keep building towards those higher crit chances for her as well. Okay, and then we've got the Devourer. He's very easy to level. He just needs that melee strength and endurance. So we'll confirm that, and then we'll take a look at his skills. We have saved up some points here, so it could be that we could activate... Well, see, we're getting a little bit into the higher levels here, although we could improve our Soul Rend, and this is a fairly powerful attack. So basically, amplifies damage. For how long? Duration 8 seconds. Done with the base attack every time the enemy is hit. So I wonder, see, because I'm looking at those damage modifiers, and maybe that's why I'm not using this ability, is because it specifically designates base attack. Because if I could add another 25 or 30% onto any of those special abilities, like a meteor or something like that, that's huge. It's less huge if it's just base attacks, because honestly, nobody really, aside from maybe Czar, has enough speed, enough attack speed to make that really feel great. So maybe we'll just stick with what we've got here. We can't level up Shadow Blink because we need level 13. That one I would want to. That hits incredibly hard, and so does this. But it looks like those aren't options. Now, the other thing though, the other thing that's interesting could be just maxing this out. That brings us up to a 5-second duration for freeze, which is practically forever. Yeah, let's do it. Let's spend those points because it's going to be a few levels before we can get to that stuff anyway. So it should work out fairly well. You know, we hit level 13. We'll be able to bump one of those up. Okay. There we go. I'm going to say that that's enough screwing around with these guys. Although, I did say that we were going to look at essences. You know what I'm going to do, though? I think I'm going to look at essences off screen. And then I'll just kind of go over whatever I decide to do with them. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Look at that speed. We can actually move now. Okay, this looks like it's just a door back to the outside. Oh, this will be that little balcony. Let's check it. He says, before realizing that I can't go outside. All right. Well, it's clearly something that could be opened, but I don't know why I can't. Let's check here first. It might just be that there's something here that I need to see. Okay, I'll talk to the teenage girl imprisoned in the stockade.
Finally! What took you so long? I've been here for months!
And who are you exactly?
How dare you! I am Kiri Malphagon, daughter of Lady Cadenza Malphagon and heir to the Lord Protectorship of Kyalasa.
Okay, normally I'd start at the top. But I really want to say that because I've immediately decided I don't like this person.
You think your heritage impressive? I am a princess of the Imperial line.
House Malphagon is one of the wealthiest in the whole of Corinth. Wealth, power, it can be yours in return for helping me.
All right, I'm not going to turn that down.
I suppose some remuneration might make your company more agreeable.
If you help me return to Kyalasa, I can pay you 5,000 in silver coins upon my return. In addition, I can offer a pension of 1,000 a year payable in cash upon the anniversary of my return. These are more than generous terms. I'm certain you'll agree.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that that pension is probably not going to factor very heavily into the gameplay element. But 5,000 silver, that definitely will. So I'm definitely not going to free her for nothing. I mean, this was an option right up until she displayed her personality.
Quite satisfactory, all things considered. I accept.
I haven't the strength to travel far. Certainly not to walk back to Corinth like a common peasant. But there's a border camp atop Broken Spear Pass, isn't there? You should be able to arrange for the Temurians to return me to Kyalasa for a suitable bribe. 1,000 ought to do it. Payable on delivery, so to speak. Light the beacon there when it's safe for me to come to the border. Now, find me somewhere secure to hide in the meantime. I suppose I must endure some further hardship as a means to an end. Good. No one will find me here. Now hurry along, will you? I'm eager to return to Kyalasa.
Okay, so Jesus take the wheel. Jesus being the game designer. I question the idea that no one would find you there, given that this is obviously the main road. Okay, so that kind of just popped us out here. I don't feel like I can say I was completely done exploring here, so we're gonna have to go back and check that out, because yeah, there was a whole room that I found her in that could have other stuff. But you know what else is going on? That was a mistake. You know what else is going on here, though? Do you see what I see? Okay, little tiny problem there. All right, look at this. Oh, he's a mage, is he? All right, I'm going to go ahead and give this game some props for the art department, because pretty much everything looks fucking rad in this. Just going to take a drink of coffee here if you're wondering why I occasionally go silent and or make slurping noises. Excellent, it's gone quite cold. Well, that's a shame. Okay, what I'm wondering, okay, so I can't move her. So basically if we bring him, that means that we've got a double mage party. So probably what I'll want to do is if I do drop him in, and obviously I'm going to, we essentially have here, we've got hunters and mages are in many ways quite similar. Okay, he's locked out. He's locked out. Now these, the reason they're locked is because these are the original characters that we could have taken, right? We could have been this guy, or we could have been this guy. But what I'd like to do is maybe trade this guy out for him so that we still have a melee combatant, right? Because we can use either him or him. I did not very heavily take to this guy, but this dude is fun to play. and durable. So we're gonna swap this guy out. So I think we just drag and drop. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's take a look at him. Yes, I don't know why you need me to confirm that, but you know, you do you. All right, so here we go. So this is our new lizardy spellcaster. He should have a fuck ton of levels for us to put into him. He's level 10. He's wearing nothing. Naked lizard. All right, let's start with skills. Got 9 skill points to cruise around. We've got some basic ranged. Oh, here you go. Homing towards enemies. Your traditional magic missile spell. Storm Shield grants him and other puppets increased protection from lightning and ice damage. Provides immunity to freeze. That's not bad. Sends down an ancient curse of his tribe, forcing his enemies to share their pain. Hitting any enemy will damage them and damage them. I presume that's what they meant, typo. And inflict part of the damage to other enemies as well. Okay, that's interesting. Duration 14 seconds. That's actually meaningful, right? So that effectively gives me splash damage from single target attacks is what I'm reading that as. And it doesn't list a radius, so presumably that's just other enemies on the battlefield, so that's interesting. We've got Ice Ball, hurts enemies and maybe even freezes them. Okay, so that's maybe a second crowd control and damage kind of thing. Ooh, Chain Lightning. Okay, so here's kind of the thing to look at, right, is we already have Evia, who is a nuker. Her abilities are built out entirely to have increased crit chance and do lots of damage. So I wonder if we were to have these two coexisting in the same group, would we get more utility out of having him bring curses and hexes to the battlefield? Kind of a debuffer, and then we have these two damage dealers kind of on either side of him. Instead of speccing into things like Chain Lightning. Although, obviously, like, these are powerful attacks, but, you know, again, she is a serious damage dealer, and he's headed that way himself. This will turn a target into a frog. The enemy is vulnerable to increased damage. Okay, so that's actually giving me good information. That means those enemies can be hit, because I was about to say, if they just pop back if you hit them, then that's terrible crowd control if you're combining it with something like this. But it actually just makes them vulnerable. So let's take Sebekan Curse. We'll slide that in here, and let's take Hex. We'll slide that in here. Now we've got Lightning Strike, which is base attack, more or less. And we've got a bunch of skill points we can still expand. But let's actually focus down on this curse ability. Okay, we need to be level 18 to go max level on that. We need to be level 16 to even get second level on that. So let's burn some points, giving him a stronger basic attack here. That's pretty good. 580. That's going to be one of the most powerful direct damage attacks, and that's a perfect use of skill points there, I think. Okay, and then in terms of talents, we want all of our guys to end up with the regen. So in order to do that, we're going to have to increase his abilities. We need, I believe... Let's confirm that allocation. Let's go back. Now, does that give us... Yes, it does. It gives us lesser regeneration. So we're going to take that. And then I'm going to assign the rest of these abilities because I think I want to be sure I have all my options on the table for talents before I assign them. So let's go ahead here. We're just going to do the bulk into this. Now, agility, I might want to just go 20, but I don't even really know why. It gives them an attack speed bonus, which I guess is good, but I don't know that it gives them a defense bonus, right? That's kind of the problem. Like if it did, then maybe that would be better. But let's just give him a little bit of endurance as well. And then keep going here. Just give him that skill damage bonus. It's going to be good. Because his lightning bolt was already doing some pretty high base damage. And now let's confirm that and then take a look at his talents because we might have something pretty good here. I probably want intelligence, increases willpower by 10. That's a really good choice. It's just a quick way to do it. And decreases the cooldown. Yeah, so these are probably a pretty good idea. If we take intelligence, I mean, let's take a look. I mean, these guard ones, not so useful as far as I'm concerned. He's not really going to be a damage dealer for us. Obviously, this is nice in terms of survivability. He's got 700 health. This would bring him up to 1,000 right off the bat. So I'm tempted to do that. Yeah, never mind. I'm going to do that. Let's keep him alive. And then let's give him mysticism to decrease his cooldowns. Okay, and there we go. Now, one more thing. Let's dig around here and see what we can give him for weaponry. Obviously, he's going to pick up the sloppy seconds from Evia here. And take Darmok's staff. It's probably still best in slot. Okay, no usable armor. He likes to go naked, I guess. He can wear a cloak. There's nothing too special here, I wouldn't say. I mean, I guess let's give him a little bit of HP regen. That's all we really have. No usable items. Oh yeah, you can see here he's locked. He can't wear gloves or shoes. I didn't even notice that before. But he can wear a belt. I mean, these are all pretty much exactly the same, so it's just what do we want to be armored against? I mean, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Necklace, we can do something here, I'm sure. And I think probably at this point, maybe healing power. Although I still haven't established whether healing power is the amount of healing he gets from using the crystal. So maybe we take survivability 25, defense rating. Let's take the sand amulet and get that freeze immunity 10%. Rings, let's see. We do have the mana regen, which could be useful. We have casting speed. All right, let's give him casting speed on one, and let's give him mana regen on the other. Okay, there we go. We've got a fully equipped lizard. We're going to keep him in the group for a little bit and just try him out since he is brand new. Okay, so that is a whole bunch of character management for this one, and we're going to have to see what's up ahead. I think what we'll do just before we finish out this episode is we're going to run back in and we're going to take a good look around this area where we rescued that annoying little heiress. Just to see if we missed anything, because the game sort of, quick timed us, or not quick timed us, but actually us out of the caves. So I suppose if they were thinking it through, they might have made it a scenario where there's nothing in here, but I don't trust them. I mean, at the very least, we might have some unclaimed silver. Oh, sorry, buddy. Yeah, see. I'll take it. And we've got a breakable wall at the back here by the look of things as well. Man, her attack rate is coming up quite nicely as well. Last of the fireworms. A little bit of lore. There you go. Read if you'd like. Okay, I think I've ruined all their shit pretty much here, so let's take a look behind this wall. Ah, okay, this is maybe more than I expected. I thought maybe I was going to find a chest or something. Ooh, I'm actually going to find myself a fight. Okay, let's do this real quick. Let's cast this on him. Okay, so other enemies are going to take a hit now. It's a tiny hit, but it did kind of work. Oh, I see what's going on there. It's because he's a demon. So this guy can strike them in both places, but the spider, of course, is not a demon and therefore could not be affected because we were sort of not really attacking him anymore. All right, I want to try this too.
The mercy of the grave.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Okay, let's just try this as well. Okay, that feels good. All right there, buddy. All right, lizard. I kind of like you. I'll admit. Whoa, Imperial Tomb number 3. Guys, we've made a discovery here. I had entirely forgotten about this when we took on that first Imperial Tomb. I forgot that there was going to be more of them out here. There you go. Nuked them. Oh, I haven't tried my toad hex yet. I'm going to have to do that as well. Let's try it on this guy. Yeah. He doesn't seem to enjoy it that much. Oh, it doesn't last incredibly long, so I guess you really have to take advantage of that pretty quickly. Okay, so we've got a way forward over there. We've got a way into this Imperial Tomb. The Imperial Tomb, I have a sneaking hunch, is going to be kind of a boss encounter. That's what the last one was. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to switch back to our fetching, poison oozing pyromancer now. And then I'm going to go ahead and say, let's cut it there because we're at the 31-minute point. So I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I'm going to go straight into this next episode, and I hope you'll come back and join me for that one. Till then.